Welcome to AstroEnergy with Astrologer Angel Shelley Overton. Good afternoon, actually good morning where I'm at. This is Shelley Overton, and welcome to the AstroEnergy show on Blog Talk Radio. And we are going to have a wonderful day full of astrology and information. I was just literally printing out the last chart of the year, and that means 2016. I am going to be going over some more 2016 information, but it's going to be very organic today. Last week, I think I was a little stressed out about it all. So today, we're going to be a little more casual about it, and we're going to take some callers. We're going to go over what's going on in the sky now, and hopefully give you some information about astrology that you didn't know before, because that's my goal. I love teaching about astrology. So today, we have actually a lot going on. Today is January 5th, and so we have, this week, Mars went into Scorpio, Venus went into Sagittarius, the moon is about to go into Sagittarius later today, and we've got a trine between Jupiter and Mercury. It's just a late trine because Mercury just went retrograde. So Mercury is retrograde in, I can't even say that, retrograde in Aquarius. And so now he's going back into Capricorn in a couple days. So we're going to feel that evaluation of the authority energy again. So what that means is Mercury in Aquarius kind of lightened up the energy. And it's really interesting because Mercury does rule weather on a local scale, whereas Uranus rules weather on a global scale and larger weather patterns, so storms and blizzards and things like that. But Mercury is in an air sign, which is Aquarius, and we've been feeling this weather in Florida, really warm, kind of muggy, humid, which is kind of not what I normally think of as Mercury through Capricorn. Usually that's pretty chilly, and I know in other parts of the country it's been unusually chilly, but that's what Mercury is. He's unusual. So now he goes into Aquarius, which is an air sign, and here in Orlando, when he went in a few days ago, it was very recent, everything cleared up. All the humidity went away, and now it's crisp, clear air, which is an Aquarian energy. But now he's going back into Capricorn, so I'm guessing that at the very least it's going to be something that's more like fog, which is something that we were experiencing when he was in Capricorn, in Orlando anyway. So, and so weather-wise, we're going to have a little bit of like, oh, psych, now we're going to go back to the other type of weather we just had. So if you've been having transient weather patterns, warm one day, cool the next, going back to what you just had. And that's in a couple days here. So, and believe it or not, I'm actually getting an ephemeris because we have a new year, and I got the new one, which I'm excited for. And unfortunately did not get my astrology upgrades that I thought I was going to in December. So that's on the list for early this year. So I'm doing it old school, even though it doesn't seem that bad to me because I'm a Virgo, so I like things all tangible and book-like. So I'm doing the book ephemeris instead of on there on the computer. But I did print out 12 pages of the whole year so I can go straight. And you know what? I have a computer program that can do that. I just like to have something tangible because that's me. I'm a visual person. So anyway, getting back to Mercury, I was trying to buy time, actually. That's what I was doing. So Mercury goes back into Capricorn on the 9th, which is Saturday. So we're going to end up seeing the weather kind of a little review of what we have just experienced with the weather. So I do expect that we're going to get a little bit warmer here in Orlando again. Anyway, okay, so we have Venus in Sagittarius now, and he's up there near Saturn. And so Venus is about our desire nature, about how we interact with other people, the relationships we have. And it's also about manifesting things that have Scorpio is the energy of connectedness and joint finances. So when Venus, which rules money, gets out of the house of joint finances and goes into Sagittarius and can bring more finances coming in, freer flow of money. And at the same time, we have Jupiter in Virgo about to retrograde, literally, within a day or two. And so that means that we have this wanting to expand and this pulling back. So it's kind of a conflict between expansion and contraction. But Venus, for the time being, because right now I'm doing a chart for 1058. This is when I did the chart, 1058, January 5th in Orlando, and Jupiter's at 23 Virgo, has not retrograded yet. And again, I don't have the exact time of the retrograde, but it's within the day. So hang on one second. Sorry. Anyway, so Venus is approaching Saturn. Saturn is about the structure. He's about wanting you to own whatever realm he's in, and he's in Sagittarius. So it's about owning your desire to travel, owning your wandering desires, owning your health. He wants you to get outside. He wants you to walk and use your legs because it's the centaur, Sagittarius. So he wants you to do that. Venus is giving you the desire to do that. So you have the authority figure, Saturn, which is structures outside yourself trying to pressure you into something. So you may have been feeling that, like, oh, the family's telling me I need to lose weight, or I need to get in shape, or eat healthier. Now Venus is saying, well, you know, maybe it's a good idea. I want to do those things. So we're seeing the coming together of that energy. Moon is at 21 Scorpio, so he is at the end degrees of Scorpio. Again, he's triggering the energies that we've felt over the last couple of years. Saturn was in Scorpio, and every time we have something through the last part of Scorpio, we feel that intense nature of emotionalism and secrets, things that are hidden. And he goes into Sagittarius later today. So it's going to be, again, the moon, the feminine energy, the mother, and the emotions wrapped around travel and detachment, which Sagittarius is a very good sign for detachment and not wanting to take ownership in some respect. And now I don't want to offend any Sagittarians, but the reason is that you have in the chart, you've just had the Scorpio energy, very intense, wanting to get down to the nitty-gritty and find out the truth, and very emotional. It doesn't want to be emotional anymore. By the time the planets get past that Scorpio energy, it just wants to be free. It doesn't want to think about how it owns everything in its path or wants to change and make better everything in its path like Scorpio can do. It just wants to have fun, be light, and move on. And so that's why consequences don't always come into play, because they're just moving on. They're like, that's not my thing. That's an earth sign energy. Virgos and Taurus and Capricorn, they just want to make sure everybody crosses their T's and dots their I's, and very meticulous by the book. But Sagittarius is very much keeping it going. So Moon will be in there, Venus will be in there, feminine energy. So it's going to be a feminine sexual energy as well. So you may see something in the news about women and anything sex related and manifesting provocative energy, or anything along those lines. Also, it could mean Sagittarius energy, transient, and also transformation. So we may, and I think this week, even interestingly, when Venus went into Sagittarius, we heard Natalie Cole had passed on New Year's Eve. So that's the kind of energy transitioning young. I think 65 is pretty young and vibrant, and I always think of her as a vibrant person. So I think that that's a culmination of that energy. Sun at 14 Capricorn, Pluto at 15 Capricorn. So those with birthdays this week are going to, again, experience this intense Plutonian energy. And, of course, there's sextile to the moon with that energy right now. So moon in Scorpio, Pluto in Capricorn, it's about structures and shifts and changes in how you see feminine energy. Again, even though Sagittarius is masculine energy. The feminine planets are moving in, and lights, which the moon is considered a light. So the moon is late degrees of a feminine energy, which is Scorpio. And it's in sextile to the feminine Capricorn energy. So again, it's about women and change of structure, change of authority around women. And that can mean that you're coming into your authority, which is a very strong message for Pluto and Capricorn, owning your own authority so you don't have to project it out and have others show it to you and make you feel like you have none, which is the opposite side of it. So when you feel you have no authority, you feel you have no strength or ability to move forward in your life, that's you. That's your belief system. So it means change your belief system, change your ideology, which is that Capricorn energy. Sun in Capricorn is about the ego, the earthbound energy, the energy that is attached to the physical form, wanting to change the structure and feeling like they can accomplish something. That's what Capricorn's here to do. It's here to make people aware of ownership and responsibility. And I use those terms very, very strictly because I don't like the idea of ownership or responsibility, especially responsibility, coming into blame. Blame is a victim position. Responsibility is an ownership and an authority position. So when you say, this is mine, I'm going to take ownership of it, then there is no blame. There is just that belief that you have something to contribute, and if no one else is going to do it, I'm going to do it, but not because no one else is doing it. That's the victimhood. It's because you own it and you want to do it and you know that there's value in it. So Pluto is nothing if not value. And so the value of the material world, what does it mean? Who's going to take care of it? And so it's also the environment. It's the environment of our Earth. And that's also another subtext of what's going on right now in the world is ownership of our environment. And I was just looking out a minute ago and looking at the trash man, because today we have the first pickup of a new system. And the reason I bring this up is because it's taking care of the Earth. I recycle, and my parents do not. They've never felt any draw to recycle. They never asked for the bin. So today, everyone in Orlando, I don't remember, I think it was 400,000 trash cans and recycling bins went to every household. And so today they picked it up just while I was talking to you for the first time in these big bins. And that means that we can all put the trash in these giant bins, and I don't have to split out my papers and my plastics. They're in one bin. And so my parents now have them, and they're going to recycle now. So I'm very excited about that. And I wanted to share that because I just think it's fabulous that it basically is getting everyone on board with the idea of recycling. And my recycling has more than my trash can now, so I'm very happy about that. Anyway, it is about the ownership of our Earth. And hand in hand with that is Neptune at Pisces. And so that's also in sextile energy to the Capricorn energy. And that is also the oceans. So we are very much becoming aware of our oceans, Mars and Scorpio in trine to Neptune, taking action, bringing out the truth. So I do think that we're going to have more truth come out around what's going on with oceans and things that have been hidden about the ocean. And then Mercury in Aquarius I touched on, but we're going to revisit that again, of course, because it's retrograde for 3 weeks. It'll go back direct. It won't get to direct until the end of January. It'll be back where it started. So the end of January, we're going to go back and we're going to finally feel like now we have our ducks in a row for the structure of our businesses, and we're going to move forward. And it'll be a lighter energy at the end of January. Of course, we'll also have Sun in Aquarius at the end of January. So that's going to add to that kind of need for freedom, autonomy, clear-headedness, clear thinking. Awesome. Uranus in Aries, direct now. He went direct, I want to say Christmas Day, I think it was, because, once it's done, I'm on to the next thing. But, yeah, I think Christmas Day, Christmas evening, right before midnight, he went direct. So he's going to be direct for a while. I'm grateful for that, which means we are also clear thinking. And, of course, he's in Aries, which is a Mars energy. And my phone's ringing, so I've got to go shut that off. Hang on one second. sorry about that. Usually I get that taken care of before the show, but I guess that's one little detail I forgot about. Okay, so clear-headedness around our businesses, around sales, around our egos, about who we are, what we're doing, what we're trying to accomplish. And Jupiter at 23 Virgo. So, of course, he's going retrograde, but Virgo energy, health, in trine to Mercury right now, and he's going to be in trine to Mercury for a little bit, and he's going to go retrograde. Mercury's retrograde. So they're both kind of going back and going into the last degrees of that energy around the physical form. So it could be health issues. Your bodies are wanting to renew, because anything with RE is a retrograde cycle. So that would be Jupiter and Mercury both. And so we're going back over. We're trying to refresh, renew, anything that we can do better and review. So Jupiter, expansion of the hypochondria, of the health issues, of wanting to do better at work, having more work, detail-mindedness. Of course, again, Jupiter rules that Sagittarius energy, not wanting to deal with the details. So retrograde, he contracts. Now he's expanding. When he goes back, he contracts. So we felt really fresh and out there and wanting to accomplish, and now he's going backwards, which means he's going to pull in, and Virgo is already a pull-in sign, but when he pulls in, he's going to probably be more like Piscean, which Virgo, I've noticed, tends towards more of an opposite energy of the Pisces energy, which is more moody and introspective. Even though Virgo can be very happy being alone, it's a quality of I can handle it myself, like Capricorn does. They both are very capable of dealing with things and handling things. The earth signs are grounded. So when they retrograde, they get a little more emotional, maybe a little more weepy, insecure and unsure. So they're already they have a predisposition towards being a little bit self-doubting, but the retrograde energy of Jupiter definitely will bring more of that out. You'll want to hole up and just deal with your own emotions and deal with what you've expanded into. What is it that you've created in the last, I think it went direct into Virgo in August. So since August, we're going to be feeling what we've done and really going over it and deciding whether or not that's really the direction we want to go, or even the tasks we want to do along with that energy. And I know that's absolutely working in my life, because I get Jupiter retrograde over my Pluto, my Sun, my Uranus, and it doesn't get all the way back to Mercury. It just sits on my Uranus before it goes direct. So yeah, a lot of fun going on. And this is also for people born in the early 60s. You're going to be feeling that energy. So that's that. And quite honestly, because I didn't take any calls last week, I'm going to jump into calls now. And I'm pretty sure everyone wants to know what's going on with them this year. So we're going to get into more information about what's going on this year. And the last thing I'm going to say about later on this year is really, I think I mentioned it a little last week, but September is going to be a pretty big month. And so I just wanted to touch on that. We've got a grand cross going on in the sky with Uranus, Venus, Pluto, and I think at that time it's going to be the moon when it gets to Cancer in late September. And so anyway, we're going to be having a lot of intense energies, and I'm just going to get to the calls because I know you guys are anxious to hear what's going on. So 202, hi, who is this?
Hi, this is Kay. How are you?
Good, how are you? I'm sorry, I didn't catch your name. Say it again.
Kay.
Kay, okay, hi Kay. So have you called the show before?
I have.
Okay, let me just real quick see if I can find your chart. I've got it. Okay, yeah, 3580. Awesome. Okay, what can I do for you today?
Yes, I'd like to know what's going on in the new year.
Okay.
I know there's a lot going on, but
yeah,
work, definitely work, and whatever else you see that's.
Okay. Well, because I'm probably going to just limit the calls a little bit, I'm going to give you a couple highlights. I can't go through the whole chart because, quite honestly, and this is the way it is when I do a reading. When I give a private reading, I will start to go in, and then everything opens up, and I start to have so much information that I can't like stop. For me, it's really difficult to say, okay,
yeah.
and now we're done. So once I get into more than one question, it just becomes like this flood of information, because I really do channel information in your chart. So I'm just going to give you some highlights. And, you know, my first call actually is usually the one who gets the most information, because I haven't been giving readings out of the gate, so I tend to go a little overboard. But anyway, I will see what you have. Okay, so I'm going to touch on, in your chart, I'm going to touch on the retrograde of Jupiter, which for you is going to touch off your Saturn. It's almost exactly on your Saturn right now, within 1 degree, up in your house. Actually, the Sagittarius house of the chart, you have Jupiter and Virgo, so Virgo rules your Sagittarius house. So great deal of education going on for you. I probably have told you this before if you've called before. But because Saturn is there, it's about, are you expanding the realm of education and knowledge that you really need and for what you want to do? This is kind of a path for you that's really solitary right now. That's the Virgo energy for you. I mean, you probably, when Jupiter was in Leo, you were having a lot of energy around relationships and connection, and then you kind of went into the Virgo territory in August and just went, whoa, I want to be alone. Just like, could you back off for a bit? I really need to understand what my thoughts are right now. And your thoughts are going to your career and to the expansion of your world around that, of course. So if you ask me or tell me what it is in that realm, because you also have Saturn and Sagittarius in the 12th, which is giving you a lot of the same messages, you know, that I've got to learn, I've got to grow, I want to understand spirituality. That's what Saturn in the 12th is. So what specifically in that realm did you want to know about?
I guess specifically, I do want to go back and take classes and things like that. Like, I'm trying to find the financial means to do so and trying to get work. So I guess within that realm, and yes, spiritually, I am learning and growing and doing a lot of spiritual intake as well. I know that Saturn's going to cross my first house. I didn't know if that would make any difference.
Saturn isn't exactly at your first house yet. It will hit your first house when it hits. Yeah, is that what I told you last time, or is that probably, you know your chart pretty well? So, yeah, 15, it's going to be February, you're right. Hang on one second.
Okay.
Sorry, I had to just clear my throat for a second. Yeah, so when that happens in February, it's going to be a much better time for you. I mean, honestly, Saturn in the 12th, you've already gone through a lot of this energy. It's been really hard for you. But when it hits your first house, then it's going to expand into ego and not so much into like all of us. It's the totality, it's universality. So Saturn in the 12th is like you're really blended with what's going on internationally right now. It means that other cultures and connectedness to situations around groups of people, masses of people of other cultures, you know, again, foreign affairs, things like that, that's really, you know, something that you feel very strongly. And when it goes into the first house, you'll be able to put that focus more back on yourself and what you can do and how it's going to affect you in your life, as opposed to just, wow, I'm being carried along by my thoughts with everything that's been going on in the world. So that's a good time for you. Of course, I'm just looking to when Saturn retrogrades, because that period, it will get back into the 12th house for a time. And so that's going to happen the end of April. And let's see, so you really can, it'll clear up completely, like Saturn will completely get out of your 12th house by November of this year. So it's kind of a back and forth for you with the Sagittarius energy. You know, a lot of this happened when Saturn was right near Scorpio. We went back into Scorpio and then back into Sagittarius. For you, it's really the house. It's that subconscious, subliminal stuff that's coming in fast. And, you know, the next couple of days is going to be really strong energy around it again. But for you, a lot of it is about freedom and freedom to move the way you want and understanding things on a greater level. It's about truth and freedom. And those are your subjects. You know, those are your issues that this 12th house energy is triggering. So in Jupiter also, Jupiter is like, I just want to be done with this. I just want to move on. Later this year, again, Jupiter will be in your house of career in Libra and in air energy, so it's going to be much lighter. You'll be connecting to people again. You'll want that relationship. And then Saturn will be in your first house in Sagittarius, so air and fire, just creates more fire. So they're going to be in positive energy, to really connect you to other people and to more of your nature. Okay. And then, of course, when Saturn gets later on this year and then into next year, Saturn will be on your Neptune. And next year is a huge push towards really making your dreams happen. And Jupiter is going to help you with that. And there's going to be partnering going on for that. Okay. So right now is strong energy around holding up, because you have all the energy of Saturn and Venus in your 12th. And Jupiter is kind of hidden from your career because it's the 12th of your career house. So you're really kind of ramping up to what you're going to be doing next year. And next year is the culmination and the connectedness to other people and where you'll balance. And then you'll also have Jupiter on Pluto, which is major life change around a relationship in work, but it can also be a love partnership. But for you, it's very strongly linked to your career. Okay. And so I don't know, again, travel associated, anytime there's Sagittarius or the ninth house is going to be travel. So when Jupiter retrogrades, the opportunities to travel are probably going to come back a bit, and be a little more restrictive. Honestly, the best way to deal with it is to get out, get fresh air. And then also, if you have a close friend or a sibling you can express this to, that's where Neptune is in your house of communication. So if you can talk over some of your personal thoughts with a friend or a sibling, that will help.
Okay. I have one. She's listening right now.
Awesome. So shout out. Okay. All right. Thanks for the call, Kay. Happy New Year.
Thank you so much for your insight. Happy New Year.
You're welcome. Okay. Bye. Okay. Let's take another call. 860. Hi, 860. How are you? And who is this? Are you there? Are you on mute? Always check your mute. I can't hear you. 860. Hello? Hi, there you are. How you doing? Who is this?
It's me, Stacy. I don't know if you remember me. It's been a long time.
Yeah, I've got your chart, but how are you? What's up? What can I do for you today?
It's been a lot of things. As always, I like my love readings and stuff like that, but I'm in a new relationship right now.
Awesome.
But, it does have a negative side of things, but, so I'm not sure where this is going.
Okay.
I just started around Thanksgiving week, somewhere around there.
Okay, so you probably started when Venus was in Libra, which let me just double check that for you real quick here. Get my glasses on, tell you where Venus was. She was in Libra, just like I said. So part of what's going on, it looks like, is Mercury retrograde so your house of partnership is an air sign, and when Venus was in an air sign, it was trining that. Venus was also on your Mars and your Sun. So now we have Venus in Sagittarius, a little more playful, a little less responsible towards others, and the energy is also in your house, and you have Saturn and Sagittarius on your Venus in the house of home and family. So there's a little more playful energy coming out, and again, it's probably not wanting to be as committed to the partner, but wanting to go out and play. So you also have Mercury retrograding in the air sign, so it's kind of, it's pulling back in the 12th house of the partnership situation, and so the communication isn't as clear right now.
Yeah, it's been like that. The communication's been kind of like blah for the last 2 weeks now. Mm-hmm. It sort of happened before Christmas Eve, so it's been a little...
Interesting. So if that's like a demarcation, that's when Uranus, which again rules that house of the 12th, it also rules your partnership house as well. You have Aquarius at 15 degrees on the cusp of marriage and partnership for you. So the ruler is Uranus, and if you met this partner while Uranus was retrograde and Uranus goes direct, always when Uranus is involved, you're going to see people change their minds, okay? And that also translates to communication, because Aquarian energy is very communicative, and when it shifts from direct to retrograde or retrograde to direct, you're going to see a shift in heart, a change in mind. And Uranus anytime is just going to be very much, I'm going here, I'm going there, I've got information coming in, it's coming in too fast to really take time and get involved. That's what Capricorn does. And Scorpio, and Pisces, they like to get down and dirty and really gritty with the partner. Aquarius energy can be a little bit more transient, and so Uranus was retrograde when you met, and then Uranus went direct. It could be like, oh, okay, I'm on to something else, and that unfortunately can be the energy. Is there anything else going on that are they committed?
I don't know. It's been very the lack of communication has just been making me feel confused.
Mm-hmm.
And it's I was with him for Christmas, and I mean the first time I ever spent with somebody for Christmas, and then the first time I ever spent with somebody on New Year's. But it's I don't know. It just got me questioning.
Okay, well, let me do a chart for him real quick. Do you have the birthday?
It's March 16, 1992.
Okay. And do you know the time or day or night?
I don't know what time he was born.
Okay, we'll just do a sunrise chart. Do you know where?
I believe, I'm not 100% sure where he was born. I think he was born in Worcester, Mass.
Okay. Let's just try that.
Okay.
And we'll just see what we have. I mean, I have the date, so that can, maybe it's Worcester. Could it be Worcester?
Yeah.
Oh, there it is. Worcester. So we'll just do the county hospital, because that, believe it or not, is in there. So we'll just do that. And I'm sorry, it erased the date he was born. You said March what?
16th.
1992. Okay, got it. All right, let's see what we have here. A lot of Aquarius. He has Saturn in Aquarius, Mars in Aquarius. He does have Venus in Pisces, and Sun is at 26 Pisces. What happens is, though, right before Christmas, there was a Sun squaring his Sun. And let's see, Uranus went direct, and Uranus is in Aries, which he has Mars in Aquarius, and Uranus is in Aries, so they're in mutual reception in his chart. So he is very susceptible to the energy of Uranus retrograde and direct. I mean, he has Saturn and Mars right there close together in Aquarius. So, Saturn, Mars, and then you have a shift and change. And honestly, I'm looking at this. Yeah, he's in a Jupiter return as well, and Jupiter's about to go retrograde. So, and not only that, I think it's going retrograde on his Jupiter. So hang on a second. I mean, literally, I think it's within a couple degrees, if not exactly on it. So let me see here real quick. Okay, Jupiter. Okay, it's at 23. I'm sorry, it's at 23, and his is at 7. So definitely, he has natal Jupiter. That's going to actually change. Does he have stuff going on at work? Do you feel like there might be some work energy coming in for him?
Yeah,
that could be shifting his focus.
And working, and I guess he's telling me there's a lot of stuff going on in his life.
Mhm. There is. He's not kidding you. He has Pluto right on Uranus in his chart as well, and his Uranus is conjunct Neptune. So there's major shifts and changes. I wouldn't be surprised if he's either having tremendous amount of responsibility shoved on his shoulders, or he's getting so highly frustrated with having to be the one that's doing everything that he's like, I can't take this anymore, and he wants to go pursue his dream, which is, he doesn't want to be told what to do in his career. So, I
know something happened, manager, so I guess he got so mad. This happened maybe 3-4 weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
Got mad that he wanted to quit, and he's like, I want the store owner to do something about it, because someone wanted to take over the store, and he didn't like that. He was not supposed to. I don't know, there was a lot of drama. But
go ahead, I'm sorry.
Yeah, like when I first started talking to him it was around like November 22nd. Around that week is when he started getting that new job. Before he was working 2 jobs, he just wanted one full time. So that's what he got now.
Okay. Well, there's definitely a lot of energy going on for him this year. It's not going to be, just a quick thing. He's got Pluto, major life changes around how he sees his own personal power and where he's going to put his energy and dreams and how he's going to build his dreams. And he's having a tough time reconciling probably that he doesn't want to be told what to do, and there's like this, the Pluto energy is like it will burn it to the ground and start over if it can't figure out how to cope or deal with a situation. So if there's a resistance going on, he really has tremendous ability to take care of himself and to go into this, like he just really wants to be the leader, it looks like in his chart, and he's extremely intelligent. I mean, he's got Saturn, Mars, and Aquarius, so he really knows people and knows the market and knows how people respond to things. And I think he's really frustrated that he isn't recognized necessarily for that energy, for the ability to really own what he can do. And I think really where his chart's taking him is to another place where he can actually be more the boss, be the person who knows how to make things happen. And right now, Mercury retrograding is going to affect his career for sure, because that's right where all this energy is in the chart you've given me. And you know what? For the information I had, this can still give us what we need to know. Okay. But yeah, for this year, we've got Mars in Scorpio. It's going to retrograde in Scorpio right on his Pluto. His chart's nothing but change in partner, change in structure. And the commitment side of him is right there, but it's not stable right now. It is very upended and chaotic. That's Uranus and Pluto conjunct in Capricorn. So it's going to be an intense ride for him. So, the Mercury coming up in a couple months, you'll probably hear from him again, because Mercury will go on Saturn, and then Mercury will hit Mars. So that's what you're looking for, okay, is you're looking for that time. So let me get you that information. So we'll find out when Mercury gets on top of that. Let's see, at 14 and 20. So about the 14th of February, a little after Valentine's Day, you'll probably hear from him again, if not by Valentine's Day. Okay?
Well, I talked to him today. Like, it's just that.
Good. Okay. I don't hear. I thought he wasn't talking. Mm-hmm.
Oh, no, we've been talking. It's just that, the communication is just less and less. It's not like how it used to be.
Uh-huh.
So, yeah.
Well, again, the best advice I can give you for him is, yes, he has the ability to be strongly in a relationship, but right now is probably the worst time in his chart, in his life for that, because he is changing. He doesn't even necessarily know who he's going to be. Okay? And so, I mean, honestly, my best advice to you would be keep it light. Give him a reason to be around you without, like, why aren't you doing this? How come you can't come? How come you can't? Like, don't harp on him, but give him a reason to want to be there and call you, because you're supportive and you understand that it's really difficult for him. And, hey, let's go do something light, something casual, and not really, oh, where are we going? I mean, I know the heart gets really connected, right? But if you can give him the fun, that's what he needs right now, is the fun. And he also needs time alone.
Yeah, like every time I want to hang out, he want to hang out with my best friend. Like, she has to go get and I'm like, why can't we just do alone time? But I feel like that's the thing, like I've been questioning, like I never, met his friends. It's like, okay, even my friend, she's just like, she finds it awkward in a way, but I don't know. So, yeah, but I don't know. It is confusing. I think this has been the most confusing relationship that I ever been in. Not the worst, but it's been the most confusing. So, but I think it's been one of the different of every relation I've been was different. So, but I never spent time for holidays before. I think that's one thing I like so far.
In these days of stress, running around, responsibilities, we all need a little place to go to make it all better. Is that place sports, football, or maybe you like to garden, paint, or just listen to music? Wherever your happy place is, you can find a shirt or mug to reflect that happy place. At myhappyplace.rocks, we have a variety of lifestyle products, including iPhone cases, pajamas, and pet items, all with beautiful, colorful designs, which help us go to our happy place. Stop by on the web for great gift ideas for others and yourself. myhappyplace.rocks. Lenny Pickett appears courtesy of Random Act Records. Check them out at randomactrecords.com.
Oh, apparently it is. Hello, this is Nancy. For those of you listening, apparently Shelley's computer has crashed and she's rebooting.
Okay, I'm back. I hope you can hear me. I don't know if you can. 817, are you on the line?
Oh, that's me. Hello.
Okay, hi. How are you?
Hi. Good. This has been exciting. How fun.
Oh, yes,
Not really.
It's so fun. I love Mercury retrograde.
Yes.
Yay. So
Yay.
I do have a chat. You know what I did? Just so you know what's going on behind the scenes. My browser died and it crashed. So I immediately went into a different browser and opened it up, and then you couldn't hear me. And so I had to go back, and then I found out the other browser had reopened itself. So anyway, hopefully
when I realized it was me talking, I told your audience what was going on.
Oh, awesome. Thank you. Yeah, because I accidentally left it on, and I didn't mean to leave you on air while I was trying to figure out my problem. Anyway.
Hello, and it was fun. We had some entertainment in the chat.
Okay. Oh, very cool. I honestly don't even know if I'm on Blog Talk's phone line or if I'm on Skype. So I'm just going to keep.
I called the number on your website.
Oh, okay. Okay, I didn't know.
On the Blog Talk website, yeah. So I think that.
Okay.
I know it's live because I have it on my computer playing at the same time, and I'm on my phone. And when I said hello, is this me? I heard it through my computer, which is how I knew I was the one on live.
Well, poor people who are dealing with Blog Talk who are not astrologers because they don't know what's going on. But I do. So I thank you very much for your patience, everyone who stuck with me. And tell me who you are so I can say thank you and grab your chart if I have it.
That's what you do. It's Nancy, 329. I had called in about 3 months ago, and then I had a reading, but it ended up turning into a reading for my husband. So
Right. Okay, I'm not getting it under your area code, 817. Do you have a different area code that we saved it under? And I think this happens a lot, but
no,
because I don't see it. Okay, let me just look under chat. Maybe you were a chat person. You might be there. I don't see it, so I have to get your information again. I'm sorry. And for those who did stick with me, I am going to extend the time of the show by 10 minutes to make up for all the mess. So anyway.
All right. I just sent it in chat. Did you get it?
Oh, honestly, because of all this, my chat's in a different window. I have to connect in. Give me a second.
No, that's okay. Yeah, no problem.
Okay, it's loading. Yeah, come on. Okay. Yeah, it didn't show up right away. I don't see it. So
that's okay.
Do you want to send it? Oh, wait a minute. No, I do have it. Okay, never mind. I have it. I've got it. It's fine.
I think it's under my last name.
It may be, but I didn't want to give that information out.
That's okay.
So.
That's it. Fine.
Excuse me. Hang on one second while I get this all squared away. Okay. So anyway, thank you very much for doing that while I was off air. That was another unforeseen circumstance, of course. Don't you just love it? Mercury retrograde. So, for the time that Mercury is in Aquarius, there is going to be more electronic stuff. When it gets back into Capricorn, it's more about structures and probably earthquakes, that kind of thing, because it's about instability with structures.
So, I'm just letting everyone know. I'm just chattering while I'm getting your information put in. So,
no problem.
And what would you like to know about today?
Well, when I talked to you 3-4 months ago or whatever, I wasn't interviewing for a possible new position. That they recruited me. They came after me, and I kind of have a pretty awesome setup right now. I work from home 3 days a week. Pays pretty good. This other job is a lot more money, but I'd require to commute and possibly even move closer to make it more doable. And it's back into the real world. I'm not sure if I want to do that.
Well, real world is only as real as you want to make it.
Exactly.
So let me look real quick here. Okay, so kind of the doubt that you're telling me about is really Mercury retrograde. And you have the Capricorn, 13-degree Capricorn rising. Does that sound familiar?
Yep.
Okay, good.
Yep.
The Mercury. So the Mercury is right on your Jupiter, going back onto your Saturn at 28 Capricorn. So that's that energy of doubt. And again, like I said before, Mercury retrograde even just Mercury Aquarius to Capricorn is taking you from understanding things and feeling freer about, really Aquarius energy is very truth-oriented. It's like you can't BS Aquarians because they just know. They know what's what. It's just like claircognizant. The information is just right there for them. And so you have Jupiter at 2 degrees Aquarius. So this is very strongly affecting you. You're going to be doubtful. And especially, like I said before, Mercury back into Capricorn on your Saturn, I'm not sure I want to do this. So the doubts you're feeling are directly related to that. It's just boom right there. So, So again, by the end of the month, okay, now tell me the circumstances. What are the circumstances that you're changing jobs or you're not sure you want to stay with the job?
A recruiter reached out to me via LinkedIn. I wasn't looking for work. I have a job.
Okay.
It's a pretty decent job. I work from home 3 days a week, doing what I've done for 30 years, and I enjoy it. It's back into the kind of a mom-and-pop type of company, but pretty good for working from home. But it's 3 days, and I could possibly go to 4 if I want to this year. And this new job, they reached out to me, and it's a lot more money. It's back into what I used to do back in corporate America. And so I'm questioning whether I kind of want to do that. I don't know if I want to jump back, even though the money's great. Money's not everything, and I may love the job. I'm in the process of going on my 3rd interview. This is my first in-person interview this Thursday. The other 2 were over the phone in December, early December. So this Thursday, of course, Mercury retrograde, not the best timing for an interview, but I'm going to see what my vibe is when I get to the building to see how I feel about it. Because if it doesn't feel right, I probably won't go for it anyway, even if they offer it to me.
Thanks for stopping by AstroEnergy this week. If you would like to get a hold of Shelley Overton, you can get her at astrologerangel.com, on Facebook at AstroEnergy or Astrologer Angel. The music was provided by Kevin MacLeod at incompetech.com with additional music by Ironwood Rain. Check them out on the net at ironwoodраin.com.